Are you running scared though of Imran Khan?
Not at all. I've beaten him in every...
He's attracting large crowds.
I attract large crowds too. The Pakistan People's Party feels confidence about its chances against Imran Khan. We've beaten Imran Khan's party and Imran Khan himself in each and every by-election that we faced him in, whether it is before his fall or after his fall. And inshallah, when we go to the people of Pakistan for a general election, they will choose the side of sanity over this new, narrow, populist nationalism.
Do you have is there any truth that there are still back-channel talks taking place between India and Pakistan? No back-channel talks? None whatsoever? None?
No.
No. Okay. I want to ask you this. You wear the Bhutto legacy. Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, your grandfather, was here for the famous Shimla Agreement, but he was also the one who spoke of a 1,000-year war with India. Your mother and Rajiv Gandhi met, and that was a historic summit at the time, and yet we had terror in Kashmir soon after. How do you, Bilawal Bhutto Zardari, see your grandfather and mother's legacy, and how do you therefore view India and Pakistan in your vision?
So as far as India and Pakistan is concerned, my mother's manifesto, her politics, was based on normalizing relations with India. This has been my party's consistent position. I mentioned August 5th and why that's complicated it for us and complicated it for even those parties within Pakistan who have long advocated for normalization of ties with India. As far as Pakistan is India is concerned, and the people of Pakistan and India are concerned, our destiny is peace. We will have a peaceful, prosperous future. My generation, I hope, will not be bogged down by history and forge our own history. I might sound naive at times. I understand that it's a very complicated task, but this is our fate. This is our destiny. It's interesting
because you're moving away in a sense from the 1,000-year war which your grandfather spoke about, and you've got General Asif Bajwa now saying Pakistan cannot afford a war with India.
As far as my grandfather, the problem with taking out one sentence anywhere is that it's out of context. I believe that my grandfather came into power at a time when Pakistan was in crisis. We'd lost half our country, and he engaged diplomatically with India. Many within Pakistan say that he won on the negotiating table what had been lost on the battlefield. But we always were in favor of engagement. When my mother became Prime Minister of Pakistan, she was declared a security risk because she dared to believe in peace over war. And I saw my father try. It was the first time in the longest, since the 1950s or whenever, I can't even tell you since when, that when my father was in power, that we unilaterally restored trade ties with India. At the moment, we face a whole host of challenges. Our bilateral ties are frozen for their own reasons. But globally also we're facing enormous challenges. The economic crisis, while acute in Pakistan, is being felt everywhere. We are all suffering the impacts of the COVID pandemic. It's affecting India, it's affecting Pakistan, it's affecting the people in Europe, in America. There's massive inflation. Climate shocks are so severe. What happened in Pakistan last year was out of some sort of apocalyptic movie. Imagine, I said in my speech, a third of the landmass of India underwater, what would that look like? If 1 in 7 Indians were turned into climate refugees overnight, what would that number be? Because that's what happened to us last year. And to top that all off, we have issues like terrorism, the fall of Kabul and the complexities that has caused, and which is why we need forums like the SCO, where despite having bilateral issues and differences and some problems that has made bilateral engagement difficult, we have forums like the SCO where we can work together, and that is ultimately the only way to address these problems.
Your team is asking me to wind up. I'm going to ask you 2 very small questions. One, am I talking to a future Prime Minister of Pakistan? Because your critics call you an intern foreign minister. Imran Khan is dismissive of you as a
I love it when you're underestimated. Imran Khan used to mock me as a child when he was Prime Minister. But then I came up with the no confidence strategy that ultimately led him to being walked out of office. So I relish in the idea that my opponents underestimate me because they think I'm inexperienced. It is as a result of that underestimation that I have managed to outperform, both politically, and I don't like to say so myself, but I'd like to think that impartial observers would agree, also diplomatically in my short year as Pakistan's foreign minister.
We'll see that in the general election, Mr. Foreign Minister, but I must ask you in conclusion, did you have a handshake with Dr. Jaishankar or not?
In all our unofficial engagements, we always shake hands when we meet.
So you shook hands?
Of course. And we had a dinner conversation amongst a whole host of other foreign ministers, as one does at these sorts of events. We didn't hold a bilateral engagement.